What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Sam the Beard Guy channel. Let's just hop right on in. So we're going to be doing a shootout today of some of the Native Instruments piano libraries. So I have got the Grandeur, the Gentleman, the Maverick, the Corda, the Giant, and the Alicia Keys piano teed up for today's video. Native Instruments is the first piano, actually the first really virtual instrument I ever bought. I bought like Complete 8 like back in 2011 or 2012 or something. Maybe Complete 7, maybe Complete 6, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So I have loved Native Instruments content for as long as I can remember, and so I'm a fanboy of a lot of their content. I have hybrid keys. I'm not going to be doing that. I don't have Noir. That's a miss. I don't have that. If y'all want to see that video, let me know. Maybe tag Native Instruments. Maybe they'll send me a free one to do. Won't be doing the vintage organs or keys, the soul treasures or the claves or anything. I have those, but this is purely like acoustic piano. And so, yeah, let's just dive right on in. Thank y'all for the support that y'all showed me on all my videos so far. If you like this stuff, please like, subscribe, anything to help me out so I can just continue to justify doing these kind of videos. So I genuinely enjoy doing them, and it's easy to justify doing them when you guys are supporting me as well as y'all have. So thank y'all for that. So the Grandeur. Do I want to change the view on this? No, I think this will be fine. All right. Make sure I got everything closed on my computer that I don't need, just to save me some resources doing all these sample libraries. Gonna freak my computer out. Let's see here. Actually, it's not that many. It's not that big of a deal, but I love that. Yeah, so inside of these, what I love about their stuff, it's not always a deterrent, but when I'm looking at a virtual instrument plugin and it's like an ugly interface, that freaking drives me crazy. And so one thing I appreciate about a lot of their stuff is they have something that I actually like to look at. I was doing a review for something else the other day, and I was like, man, I would never want to. I mean, it sounds good, but like playing piano in this plugin just makes me hate everything because this is just like an ugly interface. So I appreciate that they create something. Like I don't feel like I'm in the room, but it's like I can see what this plugin is trying to go for. Like I'm in this concert hall, So I appreciate that. So you can get into some of these kind of more finite details. Oh, just so y'all know, I have a tiny reverb on this. I'm trying to treat this like I would normally. I'd probably throw some compression on it in a normal situation, but I'm at least throwing some reverb on it. So, yes. Yeah. All right, so getting into this tone knob. Yeah, sounds sick. So, just a little bit of the air, tonal depth. Yeah, you can hear a little bit. That's real subtle, but you can hear it. Ooh, I like that. This wouldn't work for something fast. You can kind of hear it's kind of muddy, but on something really long, like slow. It's nice. I like that. Low keys. Yeah, basically just raises the dB of your lower. So if you're playing something, yeah, so wouldn't use that in a natural setting, but if you're playing every church gig I do probably could use this. Yeah. See, okay, so compressor, we all know what compressors are, but gotta turn this up. So they got some, nice compressor settings in here that work. Again, if I was playing a church gig, I might use some of these, or even I don't like. Cool. So I'm like awkwardly making eye contact sometimes because I'm trying to make sure my camera. Been having an issue with the mount. It's like turning. when I like really like lay into the keys because my desk like shakes. So I'm just trying to make sure it's not doing that. So if you like eye contact with me, then cool. But if you're wondering why I keep looking up at the screen. Cool. So yeah, they got some cool compressor settings in here. Again, you know, my view on a lot of these kind of in the box, like in the box, like not in Logic, but in the actual virtual instrument. Some of these settings, it's like, man, if my computer is super CPU starved, I might use some of this stuff, but I mean, I'm probably going to just go use an actual EQ plugin instead of using it in here. I might, you know, make small tweaks in here. Like I want a little bit of air. I always want some air, so I'm just going to have this here. But I'm usually using EQs that I already own to do that. So, yeah. Same thing with compressors. Actually, more so for compressors, because there are certain compressors that I love that, you know, are not probably going to be as good as these. And so another thing with the tone knob, let's just turn all this stuff back off. You can actually raise and lower the lid, which I think is super cool. It's a little bit of a bummer. The lid doesn't actually go down with it. Not really, but so. So yeah, the lid, I mean, it's lowering and raising the lid, which is a nice touch. Anatomy, so dynamic range. So I imagine what it's doing. Yeah, so actually the best way to show you all this is I just was in this program just a second ago. So what it's doing is actually that's not. This is like, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. This is like exaggerating how wide the dynamic range is, where this is just everything's flat. Like no matter how softly, it's just like there's just a little bit of a window in there of the velocity. Yeah, I mean you can see it. I can't move my mouse off of it, but if you see like down here, it's saying adjust the compresses or expands the piano's dynamic range by adjusting the volume while still using all velocity samples. So it's really just squishing the velocity range, or it is really exaggerating the velocity range. So I would leave it in the center because, you know. So anatomy here. This is something you'd want to have turned off if you're playing in a band, because no one's going to hear this. But if it's solo piano, this actually adds a nice touch to it. stereo image. Yeah, it goes from extreme mono to kind of normal to extremely exaggerated stereo spread. Sorry, my headphone cable's getting in my way. Yeah, so it's exaggerating the stereo spread if you go too far up. You can also swap it. That makes me sick to my stomach hearing the piano high end on the left speaker. This would be a velocity kind of graph where you can change the response graph to your velocity. You know, if you don't know anything about this, then this is definitely, I literally was just in that software I showed earlier, like adjusting some of my velocity on this keyboard because I felt like the top end was kind of like mushy. So I was raising a little bit of that. But if you don't know any about this, this is definitely worth looking into for y'all. Silent key, it's a cool feature. If you press a key too softly, it's not going to be, it's not going to play any sound. Resampling. The sustain pedal is depressed during note release. The remaining sound sustains. The value of this control will not be saved. Okay, that makes sense. Half pedal. Yeah, this is like an extremely cool. I can't explain how that feels because you can't put your foot on what I'm doing, but release samples, yeah, it's just adjusting the volume of the release. Or if I crank it, you can hear that difference. I think where it was at was pretty natural. This is something that I'm actually really sensitive to is release samples. A lot of poorly emulated piano libraries are poorly emulated in the attack and the release. And so release here is important, so it actually sounds pretty natural. So I love that you can turn on these noises. Obviously a little dramatic, but I mean, I love that you can have some of this stuff up. I mean, I've said this in other videos before, but I love like pedal noise. It just makes it like something like this, lid down. Love it. So yeah, that is the Grandeur. Let me load this back up so I can have the the default settings one more time. Yeah, so that's a great sounding piano. Love it. All right, now on to the Gentleman. So the Gentleman. See my Darth Vader? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Love Star Wars, by the way. All right, gentlemen. So obviously, I mean, just a beautiful looking picture. It's like, hey, this is an upright, you know? Yeah, sounds good. You know, I'm not going to spend a ton of time getting into, you know, some of this stuff just because it's the same settings for at least Grandeur, Gentleman, and Maverick. Sorry, I didn't have this over here. Grandeur, Gentleman, and Maverick. It's the same for most of them. First song I learned on an upright piano. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should do a video of just complete heart and soul reharm. Yeah, so I hate that. Yeah, the uprights, this one in particular is a little more mellower already, so yeah, so it's nice. Anatomy, same settings as the Grandeur. So if I wanted to throw the overtones on there. Ooh, this could be cool. This is some all for Arnold to use or something. Actually, he'd use the Una Corda coming up. Actually, he'd just use a real piano. Never mind. Yeah, so the gentleman, you know, it's got the same settings, the same features as the Grandeur, or Grandeur. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm going to get made fun of. I guess Grandeur makes more sense. Yikes. Maybe I should go in and, like, overdub my vocals on this. Nah, I'll just own it. The Grandeur. So yeah, same features as the other two. So let's hop over to Maverick. Let me actually look up, because I want to make sure I say this right. This is a specific piano that they sampled from a vintage 1905 grand piano. Yeah. Cool. I love Maverick. I use this a ton. I now primarily use Keyscape, but I once in a while go back to Maverick and Grandeur and use this stuff. Sounds nice. It's a little bit different from the... So if I were to play these side by side, so the Grandeur... versus the Maverick... So the Maverick has like this like tinnier kind of like mid-range sound over the Grandeur. Yeah, so Maverick's a little bit more tinny. I don't think it's because I had this on there. Yeah, so it's a little bit more tinny. It almost has, I guess, like that older piano sound to it. A little bit of air, a little bit of bass. I don't like that. Yeah, so compressor, let's try one of these. Not impressed with that one. It's hard. Another thing I like about the low end on this one, it really just feels like it's kind of got that, just like I said, tinny. But it really feels, I don't want to say hollow because that has like a negative kind of sound to it, but hollow's not the right word, but yeah, I love the way this sounds. There's that anatomy, same thing as the other one. If we can crank this up, this will be fun. Wonder how it sounds on Cool. Yeah, so a lot of these, features, they're like the last 10% of what make these libraries cool. The main thing that makes them awesome is just how they're recorded. Native Instruments is a very, very successful company. They record their products well. And so these three pianos I freaking love. The Grandeur/Grandeur, Gentleman, and Maverick. So let's hop into the Una Corda, because it's money. So this is more the felt stuff. So I made the joke about Oliver Arnold's earlier, and he is, when I think of felt piano, I think of him. So yeah. I gotta get out of C. I'm tired of playing in C. Oh man, I cannot get enough of this. So they have a little bit of different settings than the other three that we just looked at. I will say, where are you? Come here. All right. So they've got three kind of baked in settings. They are all actually. Let's do that. Let's get out of this and let's go to the pure, because that I think is with no felt. Yeah, no fabric down. So what I'm talking about, the cotton and the felt, it's actually laying, if you know anything about these types of pianos, they're actually, I mean, it's done differently depending on what kind of sound, but it's normal to like lay a piece of fabric or some kind of material, so cotton or silk, curtain, felt, leather, pleather, between the hammer and the string, which gives it that certain sound. So if we turn this on and we go back to that, get that kind of clicky. It's beautiful. You can turn it up. That's extreme, but it's there if you want it. This is like recorded really realistically, because as I get softer on the velocity, you can still hear the fabric there, which is how, when you think about the hammer hitting the fabric, what's resonating the string is the hammer hitting the fabric hard enough where it's going through the fabric to hit the string, but it's always hitting the fabric. And so as I play softly, that hammer's still hitting the fabric, but it's not hitting it hard enough to get through to the string. And as I dig into it, it kind of overtakes that fabric sound. That's really well recorded. Amazing. So color changes the timbre. It's like more brighter. So that's real muffled. Dynamic range is the same as what it was in the other ones. So main, this is the like wet dry knob for the actual piano. And this is also the wet dry knob for the fabric material, which you know that. This is a cool feature here. It's amazing. I love it. Ambience. What I love is that the ambience is, I think, different than the space. Am I right about that? I might be wrong. No, I don't think I'm wrong at all. So there's a difference between ambience and space, which is cool. Yeah, that's sick. Oh, I see what it's saying. Ambience is like almost background noise. That makes sense. Ooh, I never knew this was in here. That's so cool. So it's not affecting the tone of the instrument. It's just adding like background stuff. This is like really popular in a lot of kind of chill lo-fi too, but also some of this music is putting this like real nice, like gentle, just, you know, little pretty piano up against like backdrops like this, like raining and this is like this is a track right here. And the story in the liner notes is, you know, sadness on a crowded street or something. So anyways, yeah, that's cool. So pianist is, yeah, some of the not imperfections, but we'll turn this up just to be extreme. Yeah, see that squeak? It's like the bench. So turn that off, but yeah, you'll get the idea. Again, that almost like pedal noise, ambience, that setting, the piano setting, that like brings you into the recording almost. You know, just makes you feel like you're with the piano. It's hard to explain, but that's the way I've always like felt that. So this is some of the mechanical stuff. This is like, I think, like the other pianos we did, it's just the some of the mechanical like string settings. Because remember, if we had in the, I won't go back over there, but y'all know what this is. It's just recording some of the actual mechanical things hitting the other things inside of the piano thing, you know. So if that makes sense. So, and then pedal noise, yeah, I mean we all know what pedal noise is. I'm gonna turn off some of this extreme stuff. Same thing here as in the other libraries, just a different look. Overtone. if you don't know what overtones is or what overtones are, I won't get into overtones here, but they are when you hit a note, there are other frequencies of other notes above that are ringing with it. It's just part of the physical acoustic world. I'm not a science nerd, so I don't know the best way to explain that, but I understand it in my head. But it's worth going and looking at the overtone series and just understanding how that works. If anything, it explains why this sounds worse than this. You know, that helps explain that. So if you don't know what that is, I keep just brushing over it. Go look up the overtone series. It's actually a lot of piano libraries that sound super fake. And again, this is by default without overtones, but a lot of the really, really good piano libraries have overtones, and they just sound amazing. So, yeah, attack. Yeah, it's straightforward. Low keys is the same as the other thing. This is the same as the other velocity curves. Yeah, so here we go. We know what stereo image is, but actually we know what compression is too. There's some cool stuff in here, right here. So we have different timbres. So we have like moving. And then we can do, which is nice. We also have continuous. So yeah, lots of cool things in there. I want to make sure I'm not missing. The one thing I do think is a miss is there's not a wet dry for this. That's a miss to me. The only way to do this would be the only way to artificially create a wet dry would be to duplicate whatever you record, go back here, turn the main off. I think that'd be the way to do it. And then have this, you can use the volume knob of this track to mix this setting in, but that's I hate having to do that. So I do think it's a miss that you can't do that. What I do love though is you can send some of these noises to the EQ, send the noises to the style. So sending, where is oh yeah, it's right here. So it's sending the noises from or maybe it's just sending, oh, what am I doing here? I don't know. I think all this is saying is, oh yeah, at the bottom. Generally, the fabric, mechanical, ambient, and pedal noises are not routed to the EQ section. By turning noise to EQ, the EQ also affects. So all the noise is coming into this. So the fabric, mechanical, ambient, pedal noises, all the stuff in here, like right in here, that's going to the EQ. So that's why it's so much. You can hear that, like the fabric, the EQ hitting the fabric where it's not here. So it's nice. All right, so style's a cool section to live in. Now space. Too far. So there's different things in here. Actually, the piano, the reverse could be cool. Baby, come on, I love that. Yeah, some cool things in there. Actually kind of annoying, but yeah, you get the point. Yeah, I love this library, dude. It's so freaking sick. Hopefully I represented it well. I think, you know, if you already have a grand piano and you're just trying to buy something, you know, like this is something, like, I praise Keyscape a lot, and, you know, I've got other videos that praise it. I love Keyscape. This is one thing Keyscape doesn't really have. They don't have this, like, this felt kind of vibe. I think they tried to do it, but it's not really what they're going for. This, if you already have Keyscape, this would be something to buy to supplement that. It's an amazing, just felt. It's freaking sick. So I highly recommend getting this. So now let's move on to the Giant. All right, so the Giant. Let me pull up how it describes a Giant, because I don't want to. It's obviously a specific type of piano they recorded. They were sampled from the Clavins Piano Model 370i. What is that? So this is what they're saying. Interesting. So so that's what the Una Corda was recorded after too. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this is cool. I use this a ton, but I've actually never looked at what it was recorded after. Well, interesting. I guess instead of the I could be wrong here, but I guess instead of the strings going out, they go down. So it's like an upright but extended. That's what I'm gathering. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm going to look this up later. That's what it looks like from this picture. But maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, because it's got the... Yeah. Well, whatever. So, yeah, the Giant. It is designed to do what it sounds like, which is be gigantic. Nope. Woof. I mean, I've got studio monitors. You might not hear that, but I mean, there is some low end in there. That's a. All right. That's already with the low keys cranked, but. Ooh, come on, baby. So that, I mean, it's great. We got the XXL. Yeah. Gigantic monster. So I don't feel like I need to spend a ton of time on this one. I mean, you're really paying for a very uniquely modeled instrument, because it is unique. Modeling that, what was it, the 370i, which I am super intrigued by. I'm gonna go read about it after this. Oh, look, A+ Awards 2019 winner. So yeah, you're really paying for a uniquely modeled instrument. It's the same. It's got the same settings, same everything that the other ones did. The Grandeur, Maverick, and the Gentleman. It's got the exact same settings. What I haven't been doing, I haven't been going into these presets here. Let me see this here. Have I been missing this? Hold on. Let me go back up here and look. Okay, yeah. These don't have presets, but this one does. So that makes sense. It's a little hot. Yeah, I don't need to keep going through these. I mean, you get the idea. I mean, anything they're doing here, in here, you can just do on your own. So yeah, that's the Giant. I've used this. I've definitely used it. I don't use it a ton, and honestly, I should. It's got this gigantic sound that some of the songs. I mean, what I was playing there is something. This is a song we play. I played a lot of church gigs. Actually. also, in Hans Zimmer's Superman score, he has the... Now, I don't know if he uses... I don't even know if he uses piano, actually. But it's unfortunate that at this point in my life, anytime I hear I think of the Superman score from Hans Zimmer. So, yeah, that's the Giant. I know I didn't spend... I think I spent 10 minutes in it, but y'all understand how the settings work. It's the same as all the other ones. You're basically paying for this modeled instrument. So, last but not least, or maybe least, depending on how you view it. So I will say Alicia Keys is the first sample library for piano I ever owned. That was like we're talking about. I owned the one that came with Kontakt, like just the Kontakt factory library. But this is the first one I ever bought. And I will say this. Maybe I shouldn't preface by saying this, but I'm going to anyways because I'm an adult and I'll say whatever I want. But I didn't like this library when I first got it. It never felt right to me. So I'm giving it a second try here because, that's what life is all about. Let's play the cliche Alicia Keys song. This is Alicia Keys, right? Some people, it feels good, Maybe I was wrong. I don't like the reverbs in this one. That's what it was. Let's just go back to dry. Let's go through here. I don't want ambience because if I got the reverb already, you can do the stereo spread. I will say this, I do like that it gives you the option to do artist or audience stereo position. So, right, you have the artist, like you're sitting at the piano, high sides on the right, audience is left. Now, that is the same thing as swapping the stereo spread on the other libraries. So everything that we've gone over today has this option, but not all libraries have that option. So keys, yeah, velocity, the curve, that's normal. Pedal, yeah, the half pedaling. The other ones have this too, but on a real grand, you can do half pedaling. This is if you're really working with if you need to reassign your MIDI values. By default, sustain pedals are 64, and by default, this is set to 66. But for whatever reason you need to change it, you can. Resonance. this piano. It actually sounds pretty good. I will give it that much. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, it feels, I don't know why I didn't like it when I first had it. This is a little redemption story here. Yeah, maybe I was wrong about this one, y'all. Oops. But yeah, this one sounds nice. If I recall correctly, this came out before the other ones, because this has been around, geez, since, I mean, this came with my first purchase, which was back in 2011, 2012 when I was in college. So this has been around for a bit. And I can't remember why I didn't like it. I'm starting to think I didn't like it. I was trying to use it live for some stuff. It's a big library. It doesn't have, I feel like it used to have the, is that different than the presets? Whatever. I used to try to use it live, and I had an older computer, and I think this just destroyed my computer on my older computer. I never gave it a fair shot. So this actually sounds good. I was wrong. I'm a man. I will admit a mistake when I make one. So what I want to do now, I want to record a passage and then copy and paste it to all of them and just A/B them. So, all right, I got a little extreme there, but I wanted to get low stuff, high stuff, and moving stuff so we could really listen to it. So let's go through here, copy and paste. Okay. It's weird. Why is it doing that? Yeah, so what I'm going to do, actually, I mean, I'm just going to play back all of these. I'll bookmark a section of the video. This will take about 6 minutes, but I'll just record all of these, or I keep saying record. I'm just going to play back all of these. I'm going to reload all of them so we have the same settings on each one, because I know I tweaked some and I don't know if I reloaded the right one after that. It's gonna be weird on the Una Corda, I will say that much. I hope y'all have enjoyed this video. Again, if you like this kind of stuff, liking, subscribing, resharing, whatever you want to do. Oh, I never did the cinematic thing. Hold on, let me look at this. Ah, what a miss. Well, there's a whole nother cinematic. What is this? I gotta do this real quick. Hold on. Alright, well, never mind. You get the vibe. There's some fun, cool things in there. Alright, there's the giant. And then the Alicia. I just was in there, so. The reason it's hiccuping like that, by the way, is when you mute, this is like a fun little logic side note. When you mute stuff, it's still playing it. It's just muted. So the only way to really get around that is if you truly want to, like mute everything where it's not using CPU power, is to come in here and do this, which it should. Yeah. So that's what it is it's actually playing all 6 of these pianos at once. And most piano libraries are pretty CPU intensive. This is gonna be weird for the Unicorda. It's the wrong type of recording. That was awkward for Unicorda. Poor guy. Feels a little soft. Let's make sure this is. Sorry, let me get that right. There you go. A little bit too much reverb. I'll start this one over. All right, so yeah, Grandeur, Gentleman, Maverick, Unicorda, The Giant, and Alicia Keys. So hopefully all of that is helpful. You know what I just showed you. I'm very cautious in, you know, what I praise too much, but I will say these 6 libraries are sick and dope in all the right ways. They're all recorded well. They're all kind of doing something different that the other one's not. A lot of these libraries, it's like, okay, cool. This is the same thing. But these are all different. I mean, the Grandeur / Grand... I should... Here, let me do this. I'll just do this. Grandeur. Because that's how I hear it in my head. Yeah, I mean, the Grandeur / Grandeur is a concert hall legit, piano. The Gentleman is an upright piano. The Maverick is a uniquely recorded older piano that has different like tone quality to it. Una Corda is actually made by the same as the Giant, which I learned as I was looking up the Giant, but it's got its own kind of felt thingy. The Giant is a gigantic piano, and the Alicia Keys piano. Yeah, I mean, I would probably lump it into the Grandeur Gentleman Maverick category. It kind of overlaps with all of them. It's not really like the Gentleman, but it's more like a studio piano, if that kind of makes sense. But again, different tone. That's driving me crazy. I gotta change all those. So they all are awesome. I love them. I use these for a long time. Again, I'm a big keyscape guy now, but if someone said, hey, play a gig, all we've got is, Native Instruments pianos, I would be like, cool, sick. I can work with that. Not even work with it. I'm like for it. But, Una Corda, Giant. I think, Una Corda, Giant, Alicia Keys, Gentleman, Grandeur, Maverick. Yeah, and again, you need the full version of kontakt for this stuff. No light version, which is really, honestly, anything worth having is you're going to want the full version for it. Or anything that requires a full version is worth having. So, what is in this definitive? I bet it's the Gentleman, Grandeur, and Maverick. Yeah, exactly. So, what I don't have, I have, oh, never mind. Electric Keys is hybrid. Wait, where's the hybrid keys? What the heck? I guess the hybrid keys is not in the acoustic or electric. Oops, Native Instruments, put it in something. I guess it makes sense. Yeah, it's weird they have acoustic and electric, but there's no organ category. I don't even think these Rhodes, I guess they show up here. Oh, it does show up here. Organ is not, yeah, that's a miss. Just so y'all know, organ is not electric. I guess the hybrid is the only thing that's missing. But, yeah, this stuff is sick, and it's dope, and it is 100% worth having. It is in the top, 3, piano libraries for me to have. A lot of the guys I know and track with daily or just kind of do life with use, these pianos. They're altering them. So, I know a guy that uses the Grandeur, and he's using a lot of compression on it in most of his gigs and using a lot of heavy reverb. But with these piano libraries, a lot of the quality starts with the source, which is how they're recorded, and these are recorded really well. Native Instruments is a legit company that has a ton of products that knows how to record instruments correctly. And so I highly recommend any of this stuff. So yeah, we're a hour and a half-ish in. So, if you like this video, again, please like, subscribe, reshare. I know I keep saying that, and I know every YouTube video you watch says that, but it truly is helpful when it comes to just reposting and sharing and liking and subscribing and just knowing, hey, you guys like this, I should keep recording. So, yeah, Sam the Beer Guy channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all later.